Hi, welcome back. I'm glad you joined me today, and I hope you got your paint all set up and you're ready to do a fantastic little painting with me. Tell you what, let's start out today and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. While they're doing that, let's go on up here. I've got my standard oak canvas up here. It's all covered with liquid white and it's slick and it's ready to go. So let's get started. Today, let's do a little autumn scene. It has a lot of nice colors in it, a lot of the reds and oranges and yellows, and it's such a fantastic day. Let's just do a fantastic little painting. I'm going to start out today with a little bit of phthalo blue, small amount. Just tap a little into the 2-inch brush. And let's go right up here. We'll just use our little crisscross strokes, just like so. And let's just dance in a happy little sky. Just sort of let it wander around, have fun and play. There. Now your color is continually mixing with the liquid white. And that way it's very smooth. You get all these different values. You don't end up with just one dead color up here. There. Just let it go. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Painting should make you happy. There. But see all this beautiful blending that you get? If you were on a dry canvas, you'd be in Agony City now. Now you can blend this till it's just as smooth as it can be. I want to leave some of these little spots in it, and it looks almost like distant clouds without doing a thing. There we go. So when you're doing your painting, make a big decision. Do you want to blend these all out? Do you want to leave some of them in? It's totally and completely up to you. There we are. See, and that easy, we have a happy little sky. Tell you what, we'll just take the same old dirty brush. I'm lazy today, I don't want to clean it. I'm going to go right into some Van Dyke Brown. Van Dyke Brown, we'll pick up some dark sienna. I'm going to use mostly browns today for the base colors. Just tap a little color into the brush. And let's start making some big decisions here. We use just the corner of the brush. And let's start tapping in some basic tree and bush shapes here. There. And I usually start at the bottom and work up. That way my darkest color is down here and it gets lighter toward the top, and it gives the indication that there's deep shadows down here. There we go. And all the little creatures need a place to hide. So they hide down here in this. Okay. But all we're looking for here is just some very basic little shapes. Just sort of let your imagination go. If you want the shadows to be a little darker, a little deeper, add a little tiny amount of the midnight black. That'll really create some darkness down here. There we go. There's another happy little bush. See how you can create tree after tree, bush after bush. You can just anything that you want. Anything that you want. Maybe there's one. Yep, you're right. He lives right there. Right there. He's got some arms that hang way out. There. Isn't it fantastic? That easy. You can make all kinds of little things. There. Maybe there's another tree there. Another one hid in between them. We don't know. We don't know. We'll separate them with highlights. Right now, all we're doing is just blocking in some color. That's all we're doing. Okay, maybe way up here is a nice one. Okay, as I say, if we're going to have a little fall scene, we need a lot of browns in here. So I just load a lot of color into the brush. It doesn't matter how you load it, and let's just fill this in. Let's just fill this in. All I'm using is the 2 browns, a little bit of black. All I'm looking for here is just a nice dark brownish color. And this will be our base color when we put all the beautiful little highlights on. There we go. A little bit more over here. And there's really not a lot of paint on the canvas. Just enough to cover it. See, and already we have the whole thing filled in. Shoot. And we can wash our brush. Wash our brush. And we wash our brush, as you know, with odorless thinner. Shake off the excess. It just beat the devil out of it. Okay. Tell you what, let's take our liner brush. I'm going to dip it right into some paint thinner and go into the brown color. This is the two browns, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown. I want this to be thin like ink. Turn the brush. That brings it to a nice sharp point. Turn it. See, there's a long bristles on this brush. Okay. Now then, let's go up in here and we'll just begin putting in all kinds of little tree trunks and stems and twigs. There, just wherever you want them. As I say, we're going to come back and put leaves on all these trees here, so a lot of these are going to be covered up. But even if they're covered up, if you get some practice, your time's not wasted. Any time that you learn, you haven't wasted your time. And painting is like everything else. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the better you get, the more confidence you have. And half of painting is just being confident. Just believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, because you can. You really can. You can do anything. There we go. Let's put, see, some people like to start at the top and come down. Some start at the bottom and go up. Just, however, try it both ways. Whichever way works the best for you is the right way. There. Now when you're doing this, if your paint doesn't flow, if you have troubles making it flow, then all you have to do is add a little bit more thinner. A little bit more thinner, because if the paint's thin enough, it will flow on here. There. And remember, trees grow every which old way. There we are. Let's have one up here in this old big one. Make him big and strong. There. See, and this is where, if you sort of have a little nervous twitch to your hand, you're ahead of everybody else, because it gives these tree limbs some character, makes them interesting. They're just not old straight sticks. There we are. Wherever. Okay, now then, tell you what, let's do. Let me grab a 1-inch brush here. I'm going to go into a small amount of the dark sienna first, just to get a little color on the brush. And I'm going to go right down here to the yellow, cad yellow. And the only reason I put that dark sand on there first is to dull this yellow. I don't want it too bright. This is cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, little touch of the bright red. And we're going to use all of these colors. Let me grab a little of the red over here. Ooh, that's pretty. This is going to be a fall scene. We need a lot of that. Now then, let's just start picking out some highlights. Take just the corner of the brush and just begin creating all kinds of just beautiful little leaf patterns here. Just the corner of the brush is all you need. But worry about form and shape. Don't just throw them in at random. There we go. And when you're doing fall pictures, you can have 2 or 3 different colors on the same tree. There. Sometimes you'll see trees that just certain parts of it are bright red or yellow or gold. Fall paintings are so pretty, and they go well with most things that people have in their homes. A lot of times, if you're out selling paintings, you'll find that people buy paintings as much for color as for content. There we are. They're looking for something maybe that matches something in their living room or bedroom or wherever they're going to hang that painting. So a lot of times color is more important than content. I know it sounds crazy. Pick up a little Indian yellow here and there too. That's a nice transparent yellow. Color just really zings through that. There. See all those little things. Once again, think about form and shape, and there's limbs inside of there. Don't just hit it at random. Do one bush at a time, one tree at a time. Make friends with him. Give him a name if necessary. That's all right. As we mentioned before, you know, if you're a painter, people expect you to be a little different, so you can get away with things like that. There we are. You know, I get so many fantastic letters from people all over the country, and they send me ideas. This idea came from a card someone had sent me. If there's things that you want to see that I'm not doing, drop me a line. Let me know what it is that you want to see. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're painting, send me a photograph of what you're painting. I'd love to see that. It's unbelievable what some people are doing. Absolutely unbelievable. There we go. Just all kinds of little things happening here. Maybe we'll take a little bit of yellow and add in there, just the cad yellow. Make that son of a gun sing in the sunshine out here. There we are. A little bit up here. Jack Frost has had a good day here. He has been through here. He has really worked on these trees, worked overtime here. There we go. But all this you can do with just the corner of the 1-inch brush or the 2-inch brush. Either one works very well. There we go. Let's put the indication maybe here and there, a few little bushes growing down here at the foot of these trees. Like there. Maybe he's got a friend over here. There we are. Here's another one. Just sort of in your mind, figure out where you want these to be and drop them in. Wherever. There's, I see one right there. As you're painting along, you'll just visualize these. You just sort of see them. Maybe here and there, I'm going to take a little bit of the titanium white and thin it down with some paint thinner. Maybe here and there, we can see 1 and 2 sticks that are light in color. They stand out great against this background. Light against dark, dark against light. You're always playing games with these. So a few little light sticks here and there. Oh, they make it interesting. There we are. Okay. Now if you wanted to add just a little bit more detail, you could take just the point of the knife and just drop in all kinds of little sticks and twigs that are growing in here. And all these little things show different planes in your painting. They help create that illusion of depth and distance. Just wherever you want them. Okay. Now then, we have to make some big decisions here. You know, before I go any further, I want to show you something. I get letters from people also that say, hey, you know, Bob, I can't paint. You can paint. I want to show you what a friend of mine's daughter did. This is my little girlfriend. Her name's Elise. She's 6 years old. And look at this painting that she did. Now, if Elise can do this at 6, you don't have any excuse at all. Now, she's the daughter of Dana Jester. He's one of our teachers that travels all over the country. And that gives her a little advantage because she watches Daddy paint all the time. But you can do it. 6 years old. I'm proud of her. I'm going to take a big brush here. Let's begin making some little grassy areas. We'll just use our same colors here. Tap a little bit of paint right into the bristles. Now we have to make some big decisions. Where does our land live? Maybe right down here. There we go. Now, when you do this, try to leave a little bit of this dark between them. That dark is your separator. That keeps them apart. I like doing these kind of pictures because you can go crazy with color. Just use all kinds of beautiful colors. There. Maybe there's some over on this side. Comes right down through there, wherever you want them. You have to make some big decisions. I'm going to add a touch of alizarin crimson to my color. Crimson is a nice fall color. There we are. Now here and there, there's little patches that still have some green, so I've added a small amount of sap green. Maybe frost missed that one. There's always little patches that seem to get away. There. Now the more you tap this, the softer it'll become. It'll look just like a little field out here or a meadow that's deep in fall colors. Or you can leave it a little stronger so it looks more like bigger bushes and trees. This is sort of a decision that you'll have to make. Look at your painting, decide what you want in it. Shoot, let's go on the other side here and begin bringing some things down. Like so. There we are. I'll tell you what. This would be a good place to have maybe a little building back here. So let's do that. Let's come right up in here and take the knife and scrape out a basic shape. That does two things. It allows you to lay the proportions of your building out without being committed, and it removes excess paint. So just scrape out a very basic shape. That's all we're looking for. Don't worry about it. Like so. Then I'll take some Van Dyke brown, a little bit of dark sienna, and let's go right up here and begin blocking that in. All we're doing is just filling in color here. We're just putting in some dark background color. We could really care less. We're not committed yet. We can still change our mind. We can do anything that we want to do here. See? Now, we need some sides on this. Maybe this will be an old barn. Whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. Just make a decision. Put it in. Over here. Zoom. Got to make those little noises or it doesn't work. Let's have a red roof on there. We'll take some bright red, a little touch of dark sienna in it, so it's not real bright. It can get so bright it hurts your eyes. Cut off a little roll of paint right out on the edge of the knife. There it is. Now, just take and touch. Just sort of let it bounce. Bloop, 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 right down top of that old building. See there? Just sort of let it bounce. Now, if you want your building to be newer, you can just pull it. I want this one to be sort of rough and ragged, and it's had a hard life. Maybe on the other side, you can see the least little touch of red over there. Now then, we'll use some yellow ochre, dark sienna, grab some titanium white, pull it out very flat. And once again, we cut across and get our little roll of paint. Now then, let's come right down here, touch, no pressure at all, no pressure. Just let the knife glide on there. Just let it glide. It'll slide right down there, and it makes the impression of very old wood. Put a little dark right there on the shadow up underneath these eaves. There we go. That easy. Boy, I wished it was that easy to really build a house. Let's put a door in there. If this is going to be a barn, we need a big door. And the color that I used on the front, I'm going to use the same color, only I've added some Van Dyke brown to darken it because I want this side to be much darker. There. Now, if it doesn't stand out enough, take a little bit of the light color, just come right back in there where they come together. See? And you can, that way it'll separate it. Well, that's a mean looking old building. A little bit of brown on the knife. You can go in here, put the indication of a few boards. Doop, 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 doop. Now we can come back. There, straighten the old door out. We can come back and do a barnectomy. We're just going to whack him off on the bottom here and get him like we want him. I'm going to take a little bit of titanium white on the knife and just sort of outline this door a little bit so it stands out good. There we go. Now then, go back to our big brush that we were using. Put the little grassy areas in. We'll grab some more of that alizarin crimson. That's a nice color for fall. Just tap a little bit in there. We come right along here and put a little bit right around his little foots. Gotta have a little grass right around the edges here. There. There's a little bit right in there. Now then we can just begin putting in all kinds of little things. All I'm doing is gently tapping downward. Gently, gently tapping downward. Absolutely no secret to this. There we go. I like all these oranges and yellows and golds. They're happy colors, warm colors. Warm colors, they make you feel good. There. Add a little bit more red. See, just layer after layer. Start in the back and work forward. Always working forward, forward, forward. Now, a little bit more of the crimson mixed in there. There we go. Now then, I'll tell you what, we need a little path or a road or whatever we want to call it coming from our little barn. So I'll just take a fan brush. I'm going to go right into Van Dyke Brown, a little dark sienna mixed together. Just load it full of color. And the old farmer had to have a way to get up here, so maybe it comes out here. Just scrub it. Just think about how you want this path to go. Just sort of scrub it in. Look at there. See, it leads right on back up in there. Now I'm going to take another fan brush, put some of the yellows and the alizarin crimson, a little bright red, just mix them on the brush here, same colors. Now then, with that we can pop a few little grassy areas around the path. That'll help push that path right down into the painting. Makes it become part of it. There we are. See? That easy. It's all kinds of little things that are growing around the edge there. Right there's a nice one. Okay. Shoot. Let's get crazy. You know me. You painted with me before. You know I like big trees. Let's have a couple of big trees. I like them. There lives a tree right there. This is just straight Van Dyke Brown. There he is. There he is. Soon. I don't want him to be lonely. We'll give him a friend that lives there with him. There we are. And we can, maybe this one's got a big old root that goes right out there and holds him up. Shoot, let's get crazy. Let's have one on the other side too. This one's really going to be big. Put a wiggle in him. Boy, he's got hurt in him. I don't like all my trees being straight, so really get in there and bend them. That gives them character, makes them more interesting. Okay. Now then, take the knife, we'll just use some brown and white. Pull it out very flat, cut across, and we have our little roll of paint again. And let's just come right in here. Just touch it, give it a little pull, tiny little pull. We'll just make the indication of some highlights on these trees. Just like so. That really makes them stand out. There. Okay, a little bit on this big one on the other side. Don't want him left out. He'd get angry. Ain't nothing worse than an angry tree. I had one chase me all the way across the yard one time. There. Okay. Trees are a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We were working on our newsletter the other day, and I did an article just about trees and people's problems with them. Gives me a little more time to work in detail when I write rather than talk. There. Well, it's a big old tree. Then I'm going to take the liner brush, go right into paint thinner, Van Dyke Brown, thin it down like water. Let's go right up here. Now let's say in our world there's a big limb lives on this tree. Comes right on out, wherever. There he comes. Just give him all kinds of character. Another one there, wherever you want them, wherever. Just sort of look at your tree and make a big decision where you think they live. There. Put a few on this tree here. We don't want him left out. There we go. There's one that comes right across. There, just all kinds of little things that are going on. Maybe here is one. You're right. Wherever you want them. This one comes right across all of them. There's another one. Just here and there. Spend some time with the tree. Look at it, talk to it, make friends with it. It'll give you an idea of how a lot of these things look. While I got that going here, put a little stick right there. What the heck? Now then, maybe there's a few leaves left on these trees. Not many, just a few. I'm going to go into cad yellow. Quite a bit of it. Let's go right up here. I just want to put the indication of a few leaves that are still hanging on. Maybe most of these, maybe the wind came by and has blown most of them away. But there's a few here. So we'll just take almost straight cad yellow. Put a few happy little leaves that are hanging in there. Literally. There we go. Okay, put a few over here. And I think we've about got a finished painting. Shoot. There we are. A couple there. I think we'll call that son of a gun finished. Hope you've enjoyed it. And from all of us here, happy painting and God bless.